Dan Pozzi and Gemma Pozzi. I am the ProverbsGuys President, and Gemma is the gatekeeper to keep me halfway sane. I'm in love with Jesus Christ, and since 1981, when God delivered me from the darkness into the light. And we're here to tell you that we love for you guys to listen to our shows on ProverbsGuys on Sundays. I do a designer talk showing the intelligent, designly creatures, plants, universe. That is evidence, just evidence. It is evidence of a designer, or if it's evidence, I don't see how it can be of undesigned process, but the cause we see of the material universe is better with the designer. We are helpers at a ministry in Gemma's hometown of the Philippines. Beautiful place, beautiful people, and a lot of poor people though that we help out. Thank you everybody for watching ProverbsGuys Ministry. Dan Pozzi and First Lady Gemma
Pozzi.
Welcome there, everybody. I know we're late. Probably nobody will show up, but that's okay. I still love, as you know, talking about the glory of God. Again, people will, as evolutionists, say that creationists don't have evidence, and evolutionists will say that creationists have no evidence. We all have evidence. Evidence is all around us. Evidence is what is observed, seen, experienced. But how do we translate that evidence into reality? That's what we're here for. We have some cool, and I'm the designer guy, as the president of ProverbsGuys Ministries, coming from you from Northern California. And we're here just to show some evidence. Some evidence which really, to me, I cannot see how it could have happened without a designer, without an engineer, creator. And that's what we're all about here. So if I give you evidence, you will be open to come in and tell me why, how this does not just scream of an intelligent designer. No, don't come on and say, well, I believe scientists, I believe smart people that tell me it could have happened by unguided random processes. So let's get going with one, and then hopefully I'll have more, and we will get this show on the road. Again, thank you so much. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I would just like to pray that every one of us, and would like, because the evidence I have for God is what he's done on the inside of me. 1981, I was, good guy, well liked, but I felt something empty. I felt something was missing. I looked in, it's like, I'm good, I can help people. And I started thinking at age 20, you know what? I can't change anything. I can't help people. And I was raised in a church, but I really didn't click, didn't believe in, saw, Jesus up on the cross there, but it just didn't click. Asked God one time, though, am I really that bad? Do I really? Come on, I'm a good guy. I help people. Good Boy Scout. Sure, I do some bad things, but, everybody does. He showed me. By the time I prayed, a door opened, and I saw this dark, yuck. And later on, somebody told me, whoa, that's pretty well the door to the abyss, the door that is full of the evil in this spiritual world. So anyway, without knowing the novel prediction that if somebody confessed their sins and repented, God would dwell inside them. It happened. Luckily, I didn't wreck because I was just like flying high. I was driving an old 69 Ford half-ton, my gardening truck. And I wasn't paying attention too well because I was just so full of joy. Another novel prediction of the Bible. If you have the Holy Spirit, you will feel love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Wow. Novel predictions fulfilled. I had purpose in life, not just to make people happy, not just to try to not tick too many people off, I guess. Not to be a good boy, but to actually help people. That went out the window. And the Holy Spirit entered my life. So anyway, let's see some stuff. That novel prediction fulfilled in my life. Is that backed up by what we're going to see? That there is supernatural monkeying around? As one famous atheist said, that universe looked like, and the fine-tuning seemed like there was something monkeying. I think monkeying around. Because, guys, it's just layer upon layer. All right, come here and say hi. Come on up. Maxine wanted to say hi to everybody. No, she didn't. She just wanted a hug. Hey, beautiful. Look at those eyes. Look at that. Is that evidence that we're related through something millions of years ago? These brains. Look at that brain. Come here, brain. Look at that. All the symptoms of a creator, but systems. Get over here. Come on. Come here. No, that's coffee. You don't like it. Come here. Get closer. Very good. Look at that. Look at the systems. The instinct. You know, she's my gopher dog now. She'll figure out what holes. I've got 3 gophers that hopefully I'll show you in design talk one day, is how awesome they are. A little pocket gopher. What they can do. Their instinct. Come on, guys. Come on. Get over here. Get your off. Come on. And look at this little love. Those eyes, what they process. They can process us compared to something else. Instinct. Yeah, I don't think that's a soul inside there, but that's an awesome something in there. She's been on the bed, so she hasn't had a bath lately. No, you can't be on the bed. Yes. All right, back to it. Oh, yes. You said hi. She still needs some tummy rubs. Okay, let's get to this. Let's see. We got 3 people watching. Welcome. Let's go open a chat. And we have welcome to me. Oh, that was me earlier. 7. I'm close, aren't I? Got on here and then I was like, oh, we better do this. I'm going to check my battery life. So we know how Dan works. Wow. Oh, my tech guy. The guy who I was accused of manipulating him to get onto the computer one time. Like, no, He got on all by himself at about the age of 10 or 11. They're smart. Old guy with computers, not smart. So anyway, who do we got here before we get going? We have, man, I got to get new glasses. 1862, welcome. Looks like a C. Oh my goodness. I think I grabbed the old glasses. Okay. Eyesight. We're going to talk about eyes today because it's so cool. And people go, oh, see, you need glasses. So they weren't well designed. Were they not well designed, or if I'm not taking care of them and has different things in society, in the universe, played a part in making these eyes not so well. Here we go. 11. Did we do that one? Nope. C-Man. Welcome. And we have Diploma Mill. Long time. Diploma Mill Doc. Long time. No C, I think. Unless you're another fake account. Could be somebody. But I invited him on today if that's him. And we have that is Dan. I am here live in person. There's just so many things. I got so many videos of cool nature stuff, and I'm sure questions that people want to ask me. We're gonna do it. I just at a Father's Day. Happy Father's Day for anybody out there. Happy whatever. I think everybody tries to father somebody. And here at Proverbs Guys President is going to just wish everybody a great day, because here we do honor the Father, the ultimate Father of the universe, the designer and the creator. Let me show a video. And while I'm doing that one, it's going to be on evolution. So evolution now. So we got to get on our designer hats, our creator, engineer hats, because we know that everything has a cause. Anything in the universe, in the natural universe, material universe, has a cause. So if I did not block Claude, but I'm going to open it up and Claude can come on in. Somebody, oh, no, that was somebody else. He's also invited in tonight. You should be able to come in when I do the link. Hi, Robin. No, I didn't. I was almost going to email Mike. Robin sent me notification. Robin, can you come on in and when I open it up, and I'll private chat you my email, because if I actually I'll give you my phone number, because I'm terrible on emails, and as you can tell, phone call would be better. And so, Robin, when I open it up, if you could come in, I'll give you my phone number. Otherwise, I know Maud has it, and if you can't get on in, you can do. I know Stephen has it, so that if you can get a hold of him, because I do want to talk to your friend. I think I know who I am, Mike, on and awesome time we had. But I'm going to show some videos on the eye right now and other design stuff. And while I do that, then I can hopefully get the link out there and invite some more people and have a fun time tonight, because whether you believe in a creator, you're a theist, whatever, I think you're pretty, or believe, or you're an atheist, don't think there's enough evidence for a God. I think we can all agree that creation is cool. The natural world is cool. It's just so awesome. I know I do, Robin, want to get up there to Kentucky. So much stuff, so much land, so much stuff. Daniel Boone, come on, I was raised on Daniel Boone. He was from Kentucky, wasn't he, around there? Uh-oh. I know I'm supposed to, no, that was David. It doesn't matter. So much history. I love history. Okay. What? Maud's going to do okay, I'll have to hurry up. And then I'll have to chastise her later. No, that's cool. Love the mods. And anybody that hasn't been to Maud's stream, you got Maud is just got the best, to me, the best monologue, which we call the monologue. So tell Claude, somebody a message, put this up. Come on, we can all see what's going on here. Later days. Claude, good friend. To me, I think he's a good friend. He wants to come in on in, say, 40 minutes. So yeah, I believe what I was told, if you get blocked, you're blocked from chat. If you for whatever. Again, I stay out of that. I've gotten him unblocked so many times, and then he just pushes the limit on other shows. Claude knocked that off. So I was told you can't once I put the link out, you should be able to come on the live stream, but just can't chat. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm not the tech guy, and so I do give much power to my subordinates. Anyhow, let's check this one out. And again, while I'm doing that, I'll put the link out there. And so this was kind of cool. Again, the eyeball. So we got to imagine. Let's get rid of this because that's covering up my mouth. Actually, well, there. That uncovers my mouth, but this is probably even better. People will like it. Boom. Okay. Doesn't matter because I'm going to have the video going anyway. And none of those guys are going to be jealous by seeing my face. Anyhow. And of course, you know, the wind. Never mind. That's a big joke. So here we go. We got to. Oh, how can I do that on that? So we're going to imagine designing an eye. Come on, it's simple. We got all the parts. We can probably order the parts from different bio labs, not the bad bio labs, biology labs. We could get pieces of the DNA. Yes, I know there's a light in my eyes. I'm trying to, come on, guys. You got to see what you're working with here and feel like, oh, we got a skylight. Oh, well, anyhow, it is what it is. And I'm tired of putting my little picture, even though they're my friends from the Philippines. That was a couple years ago. They're probably bigger than me now. Most of them were anyway. But anyhow, what do we got? Oh, we're going to add that. So on the eye, figure out how the receptors, there's like a trillion. No, okay, that's exaggeration. Come on, guys. Let's see. I think I'm already getting a headache trying to figure out how we're going to recreate just an eye. Just a simple eye, like the human eye, not a complex eye. Not like 10,000 little eyeballs stuck together to the brain. And come on. Okay. And hopefully I don't get in trouble for this one. What do we do? Okay, so we're going to add that. How do I add that? Oh, there it is. Man. Happy Father's Day, everybody. And I had a great Father's Day. It was fun. Oh, forget the eye. Yeah, let's do the eyeball first. But I got a cool one. Let's share that. Let's get up there. And this is by Creation Something. So this is a creationist. Warning. Creationist site. I just pull them up randomly, as people know. I might have watched part of this one, but it was a while back. So it's like we're watching it together. And we'll get them to here. We got to watch this. What a techie guy, all by my little self. Got
processes. Scientifically speaking, we can say no. And there may be people who may react to that and say, but mutations plus natural selection can make all of these incredibly complex features in life. And we know that from science. Actually, what we see when we scientifically observe the world is that mutations and natural selection do not show the ability to create a complex feature such as an eye. Now, I know that some people live in a magical world, evolution fantasy land, where anything can happen. Anything is possible. Evolution is true. So we know there must be some way that these features evolved. And some people have never taken a step out of evolution.
Okay, so yes, this is the creationist. This is not the things I usually do. I'll tell you you're an idiot for no, I don't. I just give the evidence. Let's see. This one better have the eyeball. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here's some.
Ciliary muscles, optic nerve, sclera, extraocular muscles.
Back.
The human eye, you're going to need a connection to the circulatory system to provide all the nutrients for the eye. And I didn't even put this, but you're going to need happening. And so that whole process needs to be in place. any steps of that process are missing, the eye isn't going to work. And so you have to be able to capture, transmit, and process the information.
What are we doing? Back up. Okay.
Human minds create.
Let's go. Come on.
And people may be thinking I'm picking on one little thing, but no, this is ubiquitous. It's throughout the theory. There are many contradictions, and they all are accommodated. Whatever data we find, there's an evolutionary accommodation to make it work with the theory. So let's get started. Let's talk about what would it actually take to build an eye. And so the first thing you're going to...
Oh my gosh, she's been listening to my show. Maybe she'll actually tell us how to create a trilobite too, because that's on my list. Oh, thank you, Robert. Sorry, I went from that. But that's what we're about here. We're designers, we're creators. I'm one of the leading award-winning competitive garden creator in the universe. Okay, there's only not too many of us, but still, I spent a lot of time having fun, actually, and was rewarded along the way. So, answers. Okay, I've got a link out there. So let's see this, though. I want to create an eye. I'm kind of giving up on the trilobite because all you atheists have no help for me. Too complex, you must say. We have all the parts. We have know what it is. And yeah, so maybe let's create an eyeball. That would be so much fun because we do. Chemistry. We have the synthetic chemistry building blocks. Should be no, come on. It's not like brain surgery, is it? Or is it? Is this actually specified complexity that is beyond random, unguided processes? Okay, let's see. She's doing good because she agrees with me, right? No, we're just saying that's my premise. We're designers. We have a brain. We can all be scientists. We can all help. We're going to create an eyeball. Okay, let's get it going.
Going to need is the software, right? Lots of DNA code. And the DNA code is full of information. That information has to come from somewhere. The only known source of information is intelligence. Human minds create code. And
okay, and as we stop this, because she is making help me out here, Robin. Is she making truth claims? I believe so. I think she's making truth claims in her opinion. Is that wrong? A lot of times but no, is that wrong though? And what was that last one? I forgot what it was. Let's go. Let's see.
The software, right? Lots of DNA code. And the DNA code is full of information. That information has to come from somewhere. The only known source of information is intelligence.
Okay, that is her worldview truth claim. Let me get back out here to chat so I can see in live time. Do we have anybody objecting to that claim that we can see anything in nature? Yes. Oh, okay. So this was a good one. Thank you. Answers in atheism. I can't talk, but you know who you are. Answers in atheism. So I've been told all along that, say, like Big Bang. Well, that's not the actual thing, but that's how scientists said it to make it sound easy to the public. Micro machines. Well, they're not really machines, but that's how we, as scientists, can explain it to the common folks. So, no, software. That's not software. Software has to do with computers. But in science, correct me if we're wrong, we will use everyday language. How many evolutionists have I said is like heard, oh, well, this animal figured it would be better off if it could climb a tree. Now, no, I know scientists aren't really thinking that that animal did it. So it's kind of hard sometimes because they don't steel man their own beliefs. So DNA, oh, let me put this up here. Thank you so much. And this is why I like my smart people out there. It helps me out because I don't have all this at my fingerprints tips. As you know, DNA codes for amino acid sequences, nothing else. Okay, I can order you a truckload. Well, I could order it, but you'd have to COD because I don't have any money. I could order you all kinds of amino acids. Primo, sourced, pure product. I can have it shipped to your door. So if DNA codes, sorry, I did read it wrong. DNA codes for an amino acid sequence. Oh, okay, no, I did kind of read that right. So you're telling me that's no big deal. So have we done the genomic project that we know, say, what sequence of the gene code, which is just amino acids, I guess. No, it's the nucleotides. We're not biology here, but we know the things. So you're saying that DNA codes for an amino acid sequence, nothing else. But does that amino acid sequence have the information? And information is just, as we know, it's just something. Does it have the information for building stuff? So if it's just not a code, it's not information. You got, it's just, come on, guys, come on. You are who you are because of your DNA. And the DNA, as we know, for like the eye we're talking about or whatever else, the DNA doesn't build anything. It's just what it takes. And it has you guys, and actually, and this note, what would you call it? Not the information that can make the protein machines that then make other things, such as the parts of the eye. Guys, you see what I'm talking about? If you came, it's, but you guys explain it to me, because you'll say it's not that. So thank you, Jamie. So, and can somebody give me the link is out there? Because I think I put it out there. If it's not, I'll have to do it again. And not that anybody has to come in, but just in case you do. So it does, so the DNA does function like a code. This is a known and accepted fact. Now, is there anybody that disagrees that it's like a code, that it has to be in a specific order in the genome to produce what it does? Now I'll read this off. Like software. I've got that in the way. It doesn't say it is software, is it? Shoot, I've got a little arrow button in the way. The DNA complex structures of the eye, biochemical processes, be able to capture, transmit, and process the information. Human eye, connection to the brain for movement and interpretation. Human eye, connection to the circulatory or Hewlett-Packard, that's the software. But software like, anyhow, sorry about that. Answers. No, it does not have information for building stuff in the sequences, people mistakenly think it does. So that'll be interesting. Did I put the code, the thing? Because I'd like to explore that more. Because the DNA thought was pretty well accepted biology that it is the information rich parts that then are read by the proteins, that the proteins, the information for building proteins is in the DNA. So I may be wrong, but that's kind of, so we have billions of nucleotides, trillions upon trillions upon trillions in all the cells that is supposed to be, now correct me if I'm wrong, that the whole genome project was showing us, and they knew what the different sections were. So this is interesting. We're getting into building an eye, and I've got it wrong altogether. I thought it would have taken some information, as this video is saying, to build an eye. So let me see. Let me get on here. This is very nice. Thank you. Answers. And we got, no, it does not have information for building stuff in the sense people mistakenly think it does. Oh, okay. So there it does. So it does have information, according to you, for building stuff, but just not in the sense I might be mistaking it for having. Okay. Let's see. This is great. And I really appreciate you stopping by. Yes, it codes for a sequence of amino acid. Okay. So that sequence of amino acids, what does that do? So you're saying it's even more complex than a simple little designer who makes a design, plans, then anybody can read those plans and perform the building of whatever's on those plans. Interesting. Okay, so next one. And I'm going to put the link out just in case it's not, I can't pin it. I don't know how to do that, but I can copy this because this is very interesting. Hope everybody else is interested because we're going to build an eye. Come on. We've got the material. We have the instructions, the owner's manual, and I got to shut up and hit censor that thing. There we go. In case I didn't do it before. So, hey, Mike. All right. Let me put this down for a second. Help. Okay.
Hey, am I echoing? Am I okay?
You're good.
Okay, no echo. Okay, I'm way too tired for this tonight, Dan.
Uh-oh. No, and so is this Mike?
Yeah, it's Mike from Answers in Atheism. Yeah.
Cool. Before you get tired, let me give you my phone number because is this the chat you wanted, or you wanted chat on something Robin said?
No, I wanted to talk to you about this very kind of thing, this bit about information and DNA as a code and what evolutionists really think, rather than, because I have probably a different spin on it than you're going to hear from a lot of people. I've been working on this pretty intensely for a couple decades now. So anyway, private chat. So okay, in private chat.
Hit the private. There's my phone number. Anytime. I'll put my email too. If you phone me to tell me you emailed me, I will probably look at my email, but I'm not good at it. I mean,
yeah, I'm faster at messages on the phone than I am at email, so that's a good way for us to get in touch. But maybe we could set something up like earlier in the day sometime. On do you work during the week? Do you work day shift?
I do.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm so
well,
sorry.
I'm not. I'm a landscape contractor, but right now I'm helping a little nonprofit start hopefully a profit nursery to raise funds for them. So that's been fun. My years have been in horticulture, and nursery was my love. And
Cool.
so I've been trying, to do that. So
okay, I have your phone number. I will send you a text. It's going to come from a 952 number, and I'll let you know who I am. Is that a cell phone? Is that a cell phone?
Yes. Yeah. So you don't. Yeah. So you can text. You can.
Yeah, we could probably work something out for like maybe a Saturday during early, or Sunday early or something like that, like earlier before 5. Like,
so where are you located? I'm West Coast.
I'm East Coast, or I mean Central. I'm sorry, Central.
So that's 2 hours different.
Minnesota. So we're 2 hours different. So
just different.
So like 9 o'clock in the morning would be 11 for me, which would really be a good time for me. But my brain cells start to go to sleep at about 3 p.m. And by the time the sun goes down, they're sleeping.
Ask Robin. My brain cells went asleep a long time ago.
Yep.
And I'm still trying to wake them up. That would be awesome. And because again, and I think probably why Robin, would say that, because I do it. I just give evidence, and then we as people, and she has helped me so much. Like, oh, Dan, I want you to steal man's my position.
Yeah.
And, of course, she's total eighth. I don't want to put it. She doesn't see evidence for a creator, as we see the same evidence, and that's what I said. And that's where I kind of get like, you're not going to hear me say, oh, you have no evidence for non-creator, non-creation. See that? I'm always like this. So you're probably in tune with my mental and my speech, but on, and so you'll never hear me like, oh, you're an idiot because you don't believe in God. We just have to all have the same evidence, and we're all trying to get on through this planet and figure out things. And I'm an information junkie, and that's why I think I'm so drawn to the atheist community, because it's all about information. It's all about, figuring stuff out, and, and not all creationists are, just like hit you on the head. And there are some evolutionists that are like, you're idiots, you got no. So, and
we all have reasons for believing what we believe, and we believe the very best that we can. We do the best we can when it comes to belief, and it's only as strong as our histories, our life histories, and what we've lived with and what we come to accept as true. So it'd be interesting to have a talk. I tried to have a talk with your partners here a couple nights ago, and they kept calling me a liar, and that didn't work with me, because that kind of irritated me.
No,
I couldn't say anything, and they would say, you're a liar. So we never really opened a channel for communication. But
just so the audience might know, this Proverbs Guys is a ministry, is a variety of people host. I think we're all, believe in that belief that Jesus Christ, is the foundation, that his sacrifice, the foundation of Christianity. And so we will disagree on we can disagree. We can agree to disagree. One thing here, and some of them are very, and I hope they're really, really believing what they're saying. But, as to me, and as president, they actually brought me in as president because of that, to like, you can believe that what you're saying now, unless, I always say, unless you're trying to get into my pocket, I won't accuse you of lying. If you're trying to get in my wallet, and then it's like, and mostly I'd probably say Christian or, religious people. Send me $5 and you're
right.
You'll throw your glasses away. Oh no, glasses, that'd be $1,000, but Jesus will do it. So we are right there. Most of them are younger Christians, so they're still on fire. I was there. That's why I'm not that I could. I was always in an information junkie, so I really would. I went to the Mormon community because how did I know what I believe was right? I went to. I was raised in, more of an atheist information. That biology was, more like the Richard Dawkins kind of stuff.
Okay.
The blind watchmaker, this kind of stuff. And I was like, well, no, I want to know. I want to know more than that. That's saying that, yeah, there is a God and you're an idiot. That's not even surface. That's hanging above the surface. I want to get to the surface stuff, below the surface. And I think I've talked to you before. That was long-winded just to say,
Did we? I'm not sure if we've talked before. I don't know. When?
Yeah, I've seen you around. I might have watched part of that show when you were on.
I'm a little bit different. Okay, number one, I don't like Dawkins much, and I don't care about Darwin or any of that. I do care about molecular biology and evolution, and I'm what you would call a spiritual atheist. I have a strong spiritual life and spiritual program that and secular Zen Buddhism kind of. So I'm coming from that angle, and I don't have the same hatred of anything that spirit or whatever. And so I mean, I've and I'm 75 years old, so I've been through some things in my life. Drug addict, alcoholic, recovering, 20 years almost, and so I might be a little bit different than your usual. I just want to have a calm conversation and try to explain from my point of view what I think happens in evolution and how I approach it and how I study it on each day of my life. And that might be a little bit different than some of the claims that you hear that are kind of run over the top, like I don't know, Big Bang and all that stuff. We could have a conversation, and hopefully we could have a friendly conversation. I would appreciate that.
I think you can ask Robin. I think the worst. Robin, are you still there? You can give a wave. The worst, and I invite him on again today because I didn't boot him, but we have a Hindu that visits and really helps.
David, Diamond Dave.
Yes, yeah, and really helps our steel man for us.
Yeah,
because he's very knowledgeable in Christianity philosophy, and that's why he got and it was fun. We gave him, the founder of the station gave him the best moderator award or something for a month.
Yeah,
because
he is good, and I have had a good conversations with Dave. He seems pretty reasonable. He and I are from the same city, I think.
He said. Well, I don't know. He said he was from the north. Minnesota, right?
Minnesota, yeah. We're both from Minnesota.
I think it was one of those M states up there. Excuse my dyslexia.
You call us an M state?
Yeah, you're an M state.
M state, okay.
Yeah, one of those M words. I'm dyslexic, so when I hear, it mixes things up in the brain.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is totally cool. Because
I need to go watch mindless TV and get out of here and quit thinking about any of this stuff. I've had a real tough couple of days, and I need to take care of myself. So I don't want to get into it tonight. But
very cool.
Maybe we can also set something up. I think for like early evening, like 7. I have an AA meeting on Thursday nights, and I have a few other meetings I attend, but for the most part, anything other than Thursday, I'm available. Probably around 7 p.m. maybe, or something.
So 7 to 9 your time.
Yeah, or we could do, and then I can, like nap up, and I'll be fine. I'll be somewhat coherent. Or we could do something earlier on Sunday or Sunday or Saturday. So there we go.
Yeah, but Phantom's out there, and so I'm going to tell you privately so he doesn't see. Don't nap up. I don't want you that much above me. I want to be on like a level playing field. And I love Phantom. And so that's awesome. So hopefully I can copy these things because I will look up myself too. So on the building of sequences and regulating and the good stuff like that. So, and if you had links too, when you come, we can put them up if you got them. If not, that's okay.
Yeah, I might have some like I had pictures and stuff like that we could go over and stuff. And
yeah, because that's
a lot of my own thinking when it comes to evolution. So,
oh, good. You'll be, they'll throw it good. The tomatoes coming at me, it won't matter then if they hit you, because you're probably a heretic in the atheist community too. Then, all in fun and joking. So yeah, God bless your night, and yeah. So text me, and then that way.
I just sent you a text message. Hopefully you got it. Did I do it right?
Yeah, did I give it to you right? Let me see here. Okay, let me look the private channel. No, I flip-flop numbers too. Nope, there it is right there.
You're like my sister.
Hi, it is Mike. I know I had, and I can't say it on here, but with my daughter and her friend.
Put it in private chat. I just put my number in private chat, and it's actually correct.
Oh,
so
okay. Well, I got the text here, so it's the 952 number.
Yeah, you got it.
You got it.
Okay, good. We're good. We're hooked
Thanks
up.
So much,
okay,
and say thanks to Robin, because she's been reminding me, and it's like, yes, I got to do that. And I almost got there one time, and it's like, huh, what? In the rabbit trail. And so when I saw your name, it's like, okay, get out of here. I'll talk your ear off, and I want you to be nice, strong, and healthy.
Okay, Robin is very dear to me, so
really, she's our favorite atheist on Proverbs Guys.
I'm hoping I can take her down a notch. Okay.
Oh, it'll be tough, and then it'll be on.
Okay. Good night, Dan.
Thanks so much. Bye. Oh, I should have showed this. I just figured it out. Phantom, a Zencular. That's cute, but I expect nothing less. Was that you on the bicycle, Phantom, that Maud was showing? And that'll be a short show today, especially if Maud's over there. I got to go throw stuff at her. No, I won't check that. Somebody can say on the comment if she's going, though, because a dear friend, she again has the testimony that real tough life. And, when she was, my numbers again. Between 13 and 17, somewhere in there, she had an experience with the Holy Spirit, and just man, and that's why maybe she, from her testimony, she lived in a real bad place in society, in her neighborhoods, and so I ain't throwing no stone, because we have to, yeah. Each of us have our own road, and Phantom, yeah, because the last one I saw, and that's probably last year, were you going down a hill on your bike? I think it was near a reservoir. Anyhow, that's always fun. Loved my bike back in the day. My son now is starting to biking, and I do have a bike out there, but it's like, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna break. It was real sad. Man, we got to give manly hugs. So this morning you got up and like, give me a hug. And it's like, crack. Can't do the manly hugs anymore. I'm going to have to, couldn't do knuckles. He put me on the ground one time because I got a little less cartilage here. And so it's like, manly man, boom. And I was on the ground. Okay, we're done with that man bonding love. So where were we? Anybody else have any questions? That was great. I've seen Mike before. Thank you, Robin. Because again, I hope everybody knows, there's so much information out there. And okay, I had that one up already, but it's always good again. And let's see. Whoa, a tree cutter. Are you a tree guy, really? I love tree pruning as a horticulturalist. And man, in the day, I went more for design, more for planting, nursery production. And tree stuff was always fun, but I haven't been up a tree for a while. Plus, I never had, didn't do it enough to have the fancy equipment. So it was like climbing. I only used spikes maybe once or twice. I would just do trees that I could climb up. Now, the one time I did get pinned in a pine tree. That was fun. Luckily, it was small enough because I cut the limb and whoopsie. Respect for tree cutters, because you do a little bit. Physics, boy. You think these people are smart, but you got some drunk up in a tree. Not you, probably, but my friend from high school. And, addictions, whatever. But he was up 20, 100 feet into trees. And it's an art. It's really an art. You got to figure out how that's twisting up, where the cut is, how big it is, what type of wood. Some of the stuff you can cut almost all the way through, and then you can kind of like push it down. Other stuff you get like a little bit through and it just cracks. So a lot of times that goes where it wants to. Never been up on a top of a tree where I've cut the top out of a tree and I'm sitting there. I mean, little ones, maybe like a 20-foot above me, but that's the tree's about this size. You get those trees that are like this, and the guys are cutting off big chunks. Man, that hurts my body just looking at it now. I saw it last week because the body doesn't give as well anymore. Helping my daughter do a barbecue patio thing yesterday, and there was a rubber ducky, and I stepped on it. I had this it was a Sawzall in one hand and a bunch of tools in the other. I hit that thing and I felt and this cool thing about the design, I've got bad ankles from too many wrenchings in it. And so my brain, I felt my ankle was going over, and it doesn't feel good when the leg's like this and the ankle and the foot goes that way. That just does not help it. I've never got that bad, but it hurts. And I went down on the concrete. And it's just, wow, I'm just thankful I'm not like Big Bad Mama, because he's got some elevation to him. I'm so short, I can just roll down there, and it hurt a little bit on this shoulder. But this wasn't the bad shoulder, so at least it wasn't the hurt shoulder. Anyhow, we're having fun. Let's get back to that eyeball thing. And good. So what I did find out, if I'm going to do the, and again, let me know if this goes away. I have got to figure out how to pin this thing so that it'll stay there. So I got to keep on copying the link, getting it out there. If anybody wants to come in and tell me, like Mike started to, that DNA is not really what we thought. Or if you just want to come in and chit chat, there's the link again. I don't know if it's staying there. Okay, get rid of that. So let's go back. We're designing an eye. We know that design is already there. We're going to take the blueprints of the eyeball and create one. Because, of course, I've had it out there forever. I want to build a trilobite. We got the information for this, but maybe it's too old. Maybe, we'd have to, one of those cool crab things. They're really not crabs. And, but we should be able to design. Come on, we're 2026. We've got pristine labs. We can buy all the material already either harvested or made. All these little amino acids and not the proteins. Maybe the proteins, who knows? But we could do it if it's possible. Or is it really, is the information, is the complexity so specified that it really isn't a possibility? Can anybody here, without any help, nothing, I'll let you have clothes, we don't want any naked things going on, fly yourself to the moon? Is that possible? And I'm saying maybe creating life from no life, having life go from pond scum, the simplest life forms that they say probably had 200 different functions that are needed, 200 different protein goodies, whatever they are, machines or processes, 200 of them. That's the basic one. That's the first life they're saying, that it's not life before that. And then what do we say? Oh, well, maybe something started simpler than that. Maybe we have designed life too complex. Maybe all the scientists, maybe all the smart guys just mistaked. Maybe a little piece of pond scum is life. We don't know. Let's redefine it then, because it ain't happening with our science of the modern day. Anyway, let's get back to this. Okay, I don't know even why that thing's there. But I'm not going to take it away because that might do something. So we'll get back to our person here. It is a creationist person, so I do like to just see videos, whether they're creationist or believe that there's no designer. Let me try to get back there. How did the eye evolve? So now we've got her again. Back up. We need, okay, we were told it's not software, so that the DNA, okay, I couldn't see that. Lots of DNA code. Okay, it's not software, but that's the human simplest way to put it into our brains, and not too simple because I still have trouble thinking about software, hardware. So it's just push buttons. I'm not that. So to me, it would be more like the nursery rhyme book, but more specifically, I would say, is the DNA code. I'll look again. Oh, Rebecca Daver. Seen some of her stuff, but she is a creationist. So, yeah, I think we can all agree that the eye is totally complex. Biochemical processes. Okay, I think we are all in agreement. Anybody that disagrees with any of these, be able to capture, transmit, and process the information. And that some people might say it's not information, but it is actually, I've looked it up in the dictionary. What we see is just information. And even just heard the other day, might be true, might not. I could believe it, that we don't even see in color, that the brain is processes what we see into the vivid. We might see some colors, but some of the colors don't know. But I can imagine that's true because it's so complex. The human eye, connection to the brain for movement and interpretation. Whoa, come on, guys. You see those stupid little man-made robot things? They're like, It looks like out of a 1960s Lost in Space episode with the technology we have. It's getting better, but if we have had all the information, you think it might be simpler. Nope. Because people will argue, well, this is natural material that our eyeballs made out of, and so that's harder. You're going to take a bunch of chemicals and throw them together, and that is harder than making it out of man-made materials. We've gotten people in outer space. So that to me is like, guys, you're stretching it. Then the human eye, connection to the brain. We saw that one. And then human eye, connection to the circulatory system. Yeah, the amount of blood going through there. All the different, come on, guys. So let's build this thing. And, or is it a Darwin of the gaps? Well, we don't know how it's done, but we'll figure it out. It must have been Darwin. Let's see. Here we go. Go, Rebecca.
Human minds create code, and DNA, there is a DNA code. It's real specified information. And so we have to figure out, where would that come from? It's very hard to imagine where that would come from without intention, without a mind, without a specific design in mind. So no natural process that we have ever observed is able to bring about that kind of information in the DNA code. Now, next we'd need the complex structures of the eye. And there are many complex structures of an eye, and there's many types of eyes and different complex structures needed for those different types of eyes. In in addition to that, you don't just need the structures. There's a biochemical process that's happening. And so that whole process needs to be in place. If any steps of that process are missing, the eye isn't going to work. And so you have to be able to capture, transmit, and process the information. And for the human eye, you need a connection to the brain for movement and for interpreting the images. For the human eye, you're going to need a connection to the circulatory system to provide all the nutrients for the eye. And I didn't even put this, but you're going to need a arrangement of the skull to accommodate the eye. And there's specific things that need to be accommodated for the human eye to work. So here's the structures that would be needed in a human eye. And again, I'm zeroing in on a human eye maybe because it's most familiar to us, but you need photoreceptor cells, you need retina, you need a lens, you need...
Okay. So I don't know. I don't want to copyright her. And she does talk a lot better than I do. But let's see here. So there's the parts. Here's the part list. In the landscape, you'd have the part list like sprinkler parts or the plant list for the parts we need in design. So yes. So we got photoreceptor cells. We can make those, no problem. A retina, that's just a piece of goo. Or no, that's the other part. The lens is the piece of goo. We can just smash a couple of slugs. We can get that. Somebody's humorous. We don't need any humor. You got my humor. So you don't need the vitreous humor. I gotta get that bigger. A pupil. Well, let's just go to school. We can get a pupil there. Cornea. Oh, we're into agriculture here. Is that part of a corn cob or the corn plant? Whatever, we can get that. Iris. Richard, welcome.
Dan, how are you, sir?
Good. We're going to create an eye.
Really?
We got all the parts.
You're right. You know, all you need to do is kind of put them together and then add some energy or something. You should be able to get an eyeball, right?
Oh, who cares about the energy? Put some water on it. Okay, so we're going to do horticulture here. And I just went through it, and it's like, you can be the pupil. It said we need a pupil to build an eye. You can be the pupil.
I got a pencil. Where's it at?
I'm
learning something.
Yeah, so we got that. Let's get, we don't have to have that big. We can see. Let's do this. Welcome. How's your night going?
It's going all right.
Is this white thing?
Just watching some World Cup highlights, and I saw that you were on, and I figured I'd come say hello. And you were talking about Rebecca. I've talked to her a couple times. I tried getting on her show. She has some pretty good information there.
Oh, cool. I love her information. Let me try to get her up there.
You know, she actually had Dr. James Tour on her show at one point.
Oh, I might. Okay. Oh boy, we better watch out for copyright. How do I switch it around so she's in so we can see us and gab about stuff? And then, oh, there it is. So we got here and we went through it. You know, you got it. Oh man, now it's too small. Photoreceptor cells. It's like, I'm sure we can break I think, you know what? I could probably, couldn't I break this and get some photo there? Oh, that's cool. Except for you're blocking my, nope, got to get over there because that's my block. Your block here, unless we can get over there. It doesn't matter. We don't need those bottom. We don't need those bottom parts anyway. So you're the pupil. Cornea. It has to be part of a corn cob. That's no problem. I grow iris. I've got actually some in bloom right now. Some beautiful little iris. We can probably use those. A ciliary muscle. You know, just so it's not out of the right arm, because I think I pulled some of the muscles in my right arm. We'll take yours. And let's see, optic nerve. I don't know many people with more nerve than you, Richard, so we could probably get some of your nerves. A sclera. Oh, that'll be one of those things we'll ask somebody else to bring to the potluck. Let's see. Okay, tear ducts. Man, we'll go to Maud. She has a lot of tears. Very sensitive lady. I'm sure she'll want to get rid of. Or I've got some running ducks. Cute little running ducks. I want to get some videos of them because they are so awesome, and looks like really they were designed. And let's see. The eyelids. We don't need eyelids. Come on, we'll just put our hands over the eyeball. Let's see. Whatever those are, we don't need them. If we can't read them, we don't need them. Blood vessels, need those. And that's it. So there's the parts. Let's see if Miss Rebecca can help us out, because it's really cool, because I've been asking for this, and I see this video that she is also trying to build an eye, or tell us how to do it.
Vitreous humor, you need a pupil, cornea, iris, ciliary muscles, optic nerve, sclera, extraocular muscles, tear ducts, eyelids, macula, and blood vessels. Now, all of these structures need to be in place for the eye to function. You might be able to live without something like, okay, eyelids. You could probably live without your eyelids, right? But when we're thinking about all the structures that are in place in an eye, then we have to account for how all of those could have come about by natural processes. Now, Michael Behe has written this article, and it's about the complexity of the biochemical processes. Let's put aside all of these structures and just think about the biochemical processes that are needed. And this is going to get deep, probably not going to understand it, but I want to read this, at least this section that talks about even just a brief overview of the biochemical processes involved in vision. So it says, when light first strikes the retina, a photon interacts with a molecule called 11-cis retinal, which rearranges within picoseconds to transretinal. The change in the shape of the retinal forces that change in the shape of the protein, rhodopsin, to which the retinal is tightly bound. The protein's metamorphosis alters its behavior, making it stick to another protein called transducin. Before bumping into activated rhodopsin, transducin had tightly bound a small molecule called GDP. But when transducin interacts with activated rhodopsin, the GDP falls off, and a molecule called GTP binds to transducin. GPT, transducin activated rhodopsin, now binds to a protein called phosphodiesterase, located in the inner membrane of the cell.
When attached to activated rhodopsin and its entourage,
Okay, I had to slow this one down because I was trying to get to like half speed or quarter speed, so I might be able to understand it. Come on, guys. And it's chemicals. I think I saw it at the toy store. They had a chemist lab. I'm sure we can get the chemicals out of there. She's just making up things to make it sound more complicated, I think, than it is. Let's see. Behe. Gotta love him for irreducible complexity.
Phosphodiesterase acquires the ability to chemically cut a molecule called cGMP. Initially, there are a lot of cGMP molecules in the cell, but the phosphodiesterase lowers its concentration like a pulled plug lowers the water level in a bathtub. Another membrane.
I don't know. Slowing that down didn't help.
Well, when she was speaking faster, it honestly sounded like my ex-wife. So I guess I was kind of used to listening to it.
But did you understand it?
Well, that's the thing. You kind of tone it out at times. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's see what time required for an eye to evolve. That sounds interesting. Oh, that was biochemistry. Have you heard Dr. Torres before?
Oh no, I love Dr. Tour. He recently brought up something that I think just nails it right on the head. I mean, if you take a cell, like a dead cell, you have all of the information, you have every single thing it needs, right? So just take that information and bring it back to life, or dismantle it, throw it in a blender. You have everything that it needs, and bring it back. Anyway.
Totally. But now, come on. But, Dr. Torres confesses that he felt Jesus in his room, forgiving him from his sinful past. And so can we believe him? Don't you think he's just making that stuff up? Come on now. He's a Christian, confessing Christian. He's probably making that stuff up. He probably knows how to do it, but he's going to hide it because that might. Oh, actually, no, because he does say that he thinks God could have created any which way and that man through science might figure it out. I think the evidence says no, unless there's some kind of some life creating gnomes out there, little fairies, evolution fairies. But I'm not seeing it. So let's see. Let's get back into this. Let's see if this is where it starts. So this is about how long it would take.
Scientific literature. And this is where that is. This is a very popular, commonly cited article in evolutionary biology, and it's called a pessimistic estimate of the time required for an eye to evolve. So this is supposed to be a pessimistic estimate of how long it would take an eye to evolve. They're supposed to be calculating the steps of how it would happen, and they say that the eye could evolve no problem in just a few 100,000 years. All right, well, this is a very problematic article. Now they give their calculations for, you know, their justification for how they came up with these steps and how long it would take. And I'm not going to go into the math on that, but there's a great article by David Berlinski that talks about this article and this, how bad this article is, how they do not justify their calculations at all. And in fact, the title of Berlinski's article is A Scientific Scandal, because this article about a supposed eye evolution has been cited over and over again and just touted as this great thing for evolution. We've figured it out. It's proof of concept for how eyes or other complex features can evolve. But let's look deeper at this article and see what they actually do and say. Now, they modeled an eye that's probably most similar to a fish eye. And they show, this little image comes from the article, and they kind of show their steps that they're trying to get this eye to evolve. Now, what's important is they started with photoreceptor cells. Now, even evolutionists will say photoreceptor cells are incredible.
What's that?
This diagram, is it just educated guesswork, or is it actually observed?
Come on now, this is science. I'm going to have to ban you.
Well, no, I agree with science 100%. You know,
no, this is the capital S science, right after capital D Darwinism. Come on now.
Well, no, that's my point. You know, real science is observable truth, and they always truth is the wrong word. Let's go with fact on that one. You know, that's how you present a scientific paper, with observed experimentation, observed testing, and all that stuff. The problem with millions and hundreds of thousands of years in this case is it's conveniently a long time ago and takes a very long time, so we can't observe it, or nobody can go back and prove them wrong. You know, so it's just basically hidden guesswork, you know, because they don't want to admit there's a creator. So how did it happen all by itself? Oh, if it takes a very, very, very long process, nobody can prove us wrong.
You're really dragging down the content of my channel and my show, because you must be a fanatic. You must be a fanatic Christian or some kind of wacko to believe that science should actually be observable. Come on now. What I'm going to have Stephen erase all your
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should come more well informed with things like the scientific method and stuff like that.
Yes, because
I apologize.
Okay, because we are told that there's not just one eye evolution. The compound eye, correct me, people, if I'm wrong, but I'm sure biologists wouldn't lie to me. No, it might just me. I mean, it might be me, that the compound eye evolved differently. Just like the wings, bird wings, the bat wing, the dragonfly wing, the other insect wings evolved differently. So come on, right. Evolution is
compound
easy.
Eye that contains upwards of 30,000 lenses in a dragonfly's eye. And yeah, that evolved.
Was one last week. I'm gonna, have to give you demerits because it said 100,000 eyeballs in their complex eyes. Can't remember which bug it was, and it really bugs me that I can't remember. But we look at that and it's like, come on, just imagine. Just imagine.
I'm imagining it, but I'm not imagining that it can't happen by itself.
Okay, you don't have enough faith. Okay.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Come on. Let's hear this wacko Rebecca person continue.
I like this lady. I want to meet her in public and maybe take her to dinner or something.
I don't know. This is not a dating platform.
All right, that's set up.
But we can pray. We can pray about it. So we get going. We'll see that, we got to find. But in the comments, and guys, nobody has given us comments of anything she said so wrong, not in her worldview explanation, but in just the basics of what stuff needs. What's the parts of the eyes and this, and let's go.
Incredibly complex and would have taken millions of years to evolve just the photoreceptor cells. Okay, the photoreceptor cells have little opsins embedded in the membrane. They're very complex and specific to vision. So this is already, in this paper, they're already giving themselves a jump start because they're giving themselves the photoreceptors cells. Okay, and then, so here are the parts of the eye that they modeled. But keep in mind that they're not modeling the actual versions of these that we see right now in a complex eye. They're making a very simplified version. So they model the retina, the lens, the vitreous humor, the pupil, and a dark pigment layer. Now, and when I say simple, here's what I mean. In their model, there's a fixed focus, meaning these are not eyes. The eye that they evolved cannot focus. It has a fixed exposure, so it can't adjust to different levels of light, and it can't move. Okay, so this is the eye that they modeled. And here are the parts that they didn't model, just like from...
Okay, remember, it was the cuttlefish, I believe. It was one of the fish. It has 100,000, they said, and referencing the video on nature. Don't believe it was creationists, but they could see 360 degrees and for a long, long distance. And again, that would evolve separately from ours, maybe with this one, but it's like, so you know what? I'm frustrated, Richard. I did, and I should have stuck with it, because when my first challenge was to make a trilobite. We've got the information, we got the parts, and I said we wouldn't even have to use the compound eyes. We could just draw on little spots to our little creature we make. Because, and now I remember, it's like, come on, guys. This eyeball, and even the simple one, I don't even want to try the light sensitive one. You still need to connect to that brain. Do they really? They must have never done any construction work. You were doing some concrete. What happens with your concrete? It's a chemical reaction, just like the eyeball needs, just like other parts of biology needs chemistry. What if you accidentally spill in a pot of coffee with the water to your concrete mix? Do you know what's going to happen to that concrete?
It's going to crack and decay. I mean,
it might, and if you do it early enough, it's not even going to set, because it's an acid and you got the alkaline. So you have to have pristine conditions. You're going to go to have eye surgery out in a dust storm under a yuck pond, prebiotic, whatever. No, it's got to be pristine. Why? Because things take away. Isn't that our which law of nature that things don't get better?
Oh, second law of thermodynamics, everything tends towards disorder.
Wow, I should have went with it. I've had you talk to you enough, and it's been lately. I should have said that, but I wasn't confident enough. So all these things, like, yeah, you can, you have a natural selection, and and this is just as bad as like, oh, God done it. I don't have to learn something. We just trust in God. No, Richard, didn't you have evidence? And when it says evidence in the Bible, we have evidence for our faith, evidence. And this is part of it. All these parts. So, you've got a little creature swimming around or crawling around or a slug on the ground or whatever, and all of a sudden it gets a mutation and it's like, oh, I've got a little connection hanging out there. I've got a brain already, and now I've got this little string heading out into my forehead, and then a couple more generations, because now only one, because if a bunch of them had just this little string hanging out there, which is a bunch of nerves, then you have some kind of light sensitive cell pop in there in the forehead. Wouldn't it have to be then connected, or did the light sensitive thing pop in the forehead or in the front of this creature first, and then the evolution of a nerve went from that light sensitive to the brain? And then where's it going to hook up in the brain? It's got to hook up. You've done enough construction. I love this. I would not want any of these atheist evolution smart people to be close to any of my landscape projects, and landscape's like no big deal.
Well, let me put it this way. So I do a lot of electrical work, right? And if you take the thickness of a wire, right, it's like maybe 1 millimeter thick, and you try to put it into a circuit panel that, say, I don't know, random number, about 1,000 square inches, or, you know, no, that's a little too big. Let's go about 300 square inches or something like that. And you take the thing and you jam it into the side of the thing. Now, blindly, you're just poking around in there, trying not to get electrocuted first, and you're hoping to really hit the exact same spot. You don't know where it is. Just hit the exact same spot and hope you survive the process. Now, as you're sticking it around and you die, then you don't exist and you don't get to try again, right? And then you just get to keep, over millions of years, poking around and hoping you can find the exact spot. The odds are so very, very small in order to do that. You know, that so that the odds aren't zero, but that's what they go with. It's like, oh, the odds are so small, you know, that this vast universe is just one tiny speck of dust where life just magically appeared by itself. You have to throw out all the laws of nature in order to make it work, first off, and then we can start thinking that it might be plausible. But if you throw the laws of nature in there, you know, then you realize that it doesn't happen. And once you realize it doesn't happen, maybe you can start thinking. I don't know if in their logic they evolved enough brain cells to think maybe, you know, we were designed and maybe something put it together, you know. If that's true, you know, maybe that means he makes the rules to the universe and we should start obeying them, like, you know, have no other gods before him.
Well, again,
God exists, it was God's fault that God exists and happens to be whatever ways that God happens to be. Yes, pretty much. Yep.
Yeah. Now, see, they don't have a problem that in their worldview, the alligator's been here for hundreds of millions of years, whatever, a long time. And that alligator just happens to be the way it is. And if you stick your leg in its mouth, you're probably going to have a little dance with it down to the bottom of a swamp. So, and so it's
they
really
call that death roll sin, by the way, you know. As he grabs you, starts spinning you, and takes you down to the bottom of the swamp. I don't know, do alligators do that or just crocodiles?
Alligators, I'm sure, do that.
Look, you want me to kick him out of here? I thought he was banned.
I invited him on, and just so he's not, he had some questions. Can
I chew him out for what he did last week or no?
We can have a nice dialogue. Come back.
Okay.
Come back in, Claude, because he gives me some of my best.
He's still there. Look, here, I'll turn him on right now. He's still there.
Oh, okay. He gives me some.
Kicked me off. Yeah, I'm not going to come on if I'm going to be kicked off. By
I didn't kick you off. I wanted to, but this isn't my show, so I can't do that. You
threatened to, you bully.
Yeah.
So Claude.
Great scientist.
I'm the boss here, Claude. And so you're trying to kick a fight with somebody. You really get. I already told him to down. I got him on a leash already. And then you come in and start hitting my dog. don't abuse my dog. I might have to.
Your dog bit me first.
Oh, Claude, you've been biting. He's new here. You've been biting as long as I know, and you know I bite back. But so leave my dog alone, or I'm going to have to unleash him. Claude, how are you doing?
Oh God.
And again, I'm jealous. You come in here and you don't even say hi to me first.
Well, I didn't get a chance. All I heard was, "Do you want me to boot him?"
I said no,
Claude,
don't.
how are you doing, brother? How's it out there in Europe? Are you watching the World Cup? What are you up to?
Anyway, I'm good, Dan. Are you good?
I am good. Richard, were you talking to Claude asking about the World Cup?
Well, I was trying to be nice, start over. How are you doing, Claude? Good to see you.
I'm not really a follower. I don't really know what's happening. I'm not very sporty.
Okay.
Yeah, to me, I like soccer when I was young, but it was just like, it's too boring for me. It's like, just do something. It's kind of like baseball. You sit there and watch some big dude throw a little ball at somebody's head, and then, it's usually just a pitcher. So Claude and I, we're just wine toters. Claude and I. I'm in Northern California. He's French, so we're into just sitting there sipping our wine but defecating. So Claude, how are you doing otherwise?
Only Bible wine. I only drink non-alcoholic wine like in the Bible.
Oh, well, I don't know what Bible.
Well, Kent says that it wasn't actually fermented.
Okay, that's strike one. We're playing baseball now. Strike one. You brought it. I'm jealous. Okay, actually, I should retract that because I don't know anything about Kent unless you come on in. So I guess I shouldn't be jealous because you give me the Kent news all the time. So how's Kent doing? Is he
not too bad? He's his wife's mother passed away, so that was sadness. Yeah.
Although who was I talking? Oh my gosh, I was talking to an atheist, and she was like, she had a relative that fought died in the fields of Gettysburg in the Civil War, and she put up the finger and it's like, F him. It's like, wow, that's a charitable atheist person. So anyway, you though, Claude, are not that. And
someone in the chat says, if it's possible for a God to exist without a creator, then is it possible for the universe to exist without a creator?
No.
Oh, that's a great question.
No, not at all.
But yeah, and Claude, I'm sure you could even answer that one because he's talking about the material universe, right? So if it is possible for God, which is outside of time, space, and matter, unless you are really believing in a spaghetti monster that is something inside of time, space, and matter. Richard, take it away. Why can't...
So I'm going to go into more detail next like this. Dr. Hoven's on his creation boot camp over the 4th of July weekend, and he invited me down.
Who is that?
On this exact subject.
Mr. Hoven. All right. Okay. Mr. Hoven's having a boot camp. Right.
He is, and I was invited to be one of the speakers. Yeah. I think Stephen's actually going there also. But yeah, so it is not possible for the universe to create itself. I'm going to go detailed into why I believe it's not possible for the universe to expand from a singularity. But there's a couple things you got to look at. First, law of thermodynamics says energy cannot be created or destroyed. The same is true for matter, space, time, and gravity. Now, I recently talked to an atheist who came up with a good point that I never thought of. He said, because of that law, and you have matter and energy already here, doesn't that say that the universe could possibly be infinite? I disagree because there is law behind it. In order for there to be law, there has to be something to govern it into place. You can't just have everything put into the universe by chaos, and then it magically comes up with a law that cannot be changed or broken, right? Also, the entire universe is in motion, everything from the largest galaxy down to the smallest molecule. If you look at a rock or a table, for example, though it may appear solid down the molecular level, it is actually moving. So, according to Newton's first law of motion, an object at rest will remain at rest unless a force is acted upon it. So, with that being said, you can ask the question, what put the universe into motion? An action can't act upon itself. So, those two things right there, first law of thermodynamics and Newton's laws of motion, show that the universe had to be put into existence and cannot simply take place by itself.
Well, that means God couldn't have created it either, because God couldn't would
Yeah.
have to disobey
couldn't.
those laws. And if he
He
did,
is-
which God? Was it the Christian God? Was it Thor? Was it India? What is the Hindu God who claims to Brahma? He claims to created everything.
Well,
Like, just-
so yes, so it shows that something had to put the universe into motion. There had to be an external force to do it, and there had to be something to put matter, energy, space, and time into existence, and gravity into existence, and then govern it and put the natural laws into place to govern said existence. Now, if we're looking at what God, then here on Earth, we look at the archaeological evidence, and there is a lot of it supporting the biblical stories.
There's a lot of it supporting the Hindu version if you go to India, and there's a lot of it supporting Thor if you lived in several hundred years ago in the times of the Norse gods. I mean,
I'll take
really-
that one.
First I've heard of
I'll take that one.
Go ahead.
Rich, I'll take that one. So the gods you're talking about, though, are definitely inside time, space, and matter. They are
well, not according to them, they're not.
what? Thor?
Not according to them, they're not. I mean, where does it say in the Bible that God is outside time, space, and matter?
It doesn't.
Oh, well, there we go.
Well,
So
it says he's eternal. It says he's
Well,
a
yes.
spirit.
And it says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. He created, space, time, and matter right there in that first sentence. So that means he is away from it, a part of it, outside of it to put it into existence.
Who created God?
From our point of view, he's always been.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Claude, if there's no time, when would he have been created? He would have had to have had a beginning. So the whole thing of him saying he's eternal.
Let's put her aside for a minute. Well, she's still here.
Yeah. So to say that he is eternal is saying that he did not have a beginning. And to have a beginning, you have to be in time. See that, Claude? That you are outside time, space, and matter. You don't have a beginning. Do we get that?
Well, it's very convenient, isn't it?
No, it's not convenient. We are in time, space, and matter. So time and space and matter, you would agree, could not have created time, space, and matter, right?
We don't know. I mean, I think
no, Claude. Could Claude have created Claude? Now you're fictitious, but so could this fictitious Claude Balls have created the fictitious Claude Balls, or the real person that you are? Could you have created you? The answer is no. No, something has to have a cause. That's a scientific.
So who caused God? Who created God?
Well, let's finish this one. Then you agree then that a cause cannot be itself. And in science,
only if it applies to God as well. Otherwise, no.
Well, let's get back to let's baby steps, Claude. We'll get to God, but you do acknowledge that Dan couldn't create Dan, right?
No, you're right. Dan couldn't create Dan,
Right,
but you're not
because
the
everything
universe.
needs
You're one person.
correct. So, but then the universe could not create the universe because you would need universe to create it if the universe created, right?
Well, the current theory is the Big Bang. Now, we don't know if that's accurate or not, but it's definitely some sort of a theory that something sparked it off. Now, what sparked it off?
Great
Who
expansion.
knows? You say it was God.
No.
Well, okay, then, let me finish the point, though. So, though we know what if the great expansion, let's use the scientific terms and not the baby terms, Big Bang, it's not that. Because I know when I've been said, yeah, the Big Bang, oh, it's not a Big Bang. You creationists are stupid. No, it's the evolutionists always say that. And so, and I'm not faulting you, it's just the way to attack, the straw man. So the great expansion of time, space, and matter to create it could not have happened by time, space, matter, or even energy, because that's all part of our universe. So it had to be something other than time, space, or energy to create time, space, and energy. So then, yeah, we're all there. That's our evidence. So anybody that says that, oh, the Big Bang happened because the Big Bang, no, or the Great Expansion happened because of the no, it had to be something without time, without space, without energy, without matter. Can we agree on that? That a cause can't be itself.
Dan, let me throw something in there real quick. So if you get rid of the aspect of time, or whatever time is, right, you get to a point where basically anything that you think has a beginning or any sort of lifespan that has an end is non-existent, or is completely existent, since time is no longer relevant. So therefore, to say, okay, who created God? Does God have a beginning? Well, he stands outside of time, and time does not affect him. We're the one who's stuck in it. So in a way, you can say, look, he's always been around, because time, he's not affected by time, and it's time that gives us a beginning and an end. If that makes sense at all.
Well, now that we've figured out that the universe could not have been caused by any of the parts of the universe, because, and then we'd have to go, before we get to God, but then we'd have to go, well, maybe the universe has been here for eternity, that there's a infinite amount of time before here. Well, if there's an infinite amount of time, you'd never get to the present, because the present, the time we're in right now, is the past plus one, plus us. So if eternity, universe has been for eternity, we would never get to that plus one, which is the presence, the present time. So saying that it's an eternal universe, that is not rational from anything.
Well, we do know that the universe that we're in did have a beginning, because if we go back and back and back and back through the use of telescopes, we know that, at least, 12 billion? As they get more and more powerful telescopes, they find that the universe is older than they previously thought, because they can see back to the cosmic microwave background, which is thought to be about several 100,000 years before or after we'll call it the beginning. But we don't know that this is the only universe either. So there's just so much, And look, it's an awful waste for an intelligent God to make all that just so he can make one planet on which people live. Seems incredible. He could have just gone zap, zap, zap. One planet, doesn't even need to be a planet. It could have been flat for all we know, and people live on it, and that's it. Why go to all that other bother? What's the point?
Well, see, and that's the problem with seriously, because creationists have evolved past just the natural mind to be able to see through the Holy Spirit. because what you just said, Claude, is that you're questioning. Do you go into the Museum of Art in France or wherever, and it's like, why did Michelangelo do that? He could have done it easier if he would have invented a rock hammer, a pneumatic hammer first. But man, I'm not even going to look at Michelangelo's statues or the paintings or anything, because why did he wait to create or have that helicopter so he could just fly up to the top? The guy that did the Sistine Chapel, he's a horrible artist. So somebody I think who appreciates art, Claude.
Why is he a horrible artist? Why is Michelangelo a horrible artist? I don't understand.
Well, you said God's a horrible artist. So
no, I didn't say.
I don't think he was. I thought he was a great.
Why would God make all this huge universe to put one planet, with you and I and everybody else on it? Why would he do it that way? I mean, it's incredible waste.
You're questioning an artist. So you might be anti-artist.
You're an artist.
I am an artist. And so, and I've told you before, there's gardens I've created, best of show gardens. And there's stuff in that garden that nobody can see but me or somebody who's helping me. It's hidden from the public. The thousands of people, one show, 100,000 people come through a year to see it. And I put something in there because I can. And why would I limit myself?
You could witness. You could be there at the garden handing out chick tracts. But anyway, I look in the comments. Big Bad Mama is in there too now.
Yes, I'm actually right now trying to get back up there because I haven't finished, and I will get there, Anonymous. We're still working. We figured out. Now, here's something from. But again, though, you said there might be multiple universes.
Yes, that could be.
That doesn't answer the question, though, that multiple universes had to have some. No. Let's have that. There's a trillion. There's an infinite amount of universes out there. They cannot be created by themselves.
We don't know that. That's the thing. We don't know that.
We don't know that there are any universes.
No.
We don't know.
Richard, that's not the argument. The argument is we know. Big Bad Mama, you're smart. Back me up. Claude needs somebody smart to tell him things, and it's not me. And that's it. So, in science, in the world, everything has a cause. Everything. If you have
God has a cause too, then is that right?
In the universe, in time, space, and matter,
God has a cause, right? Okay.
In time, see, can we print this out? Because Richard, do you understand me? I said in the universe, everything has a cause, and science is about cause and effect. Cause and effect. So. Whatever, and more universes just give you bigger problem of where they came. The thing outside of the infinite amount of universes had to be even more infinite, more powerful, more creative to have done it. Let's answer. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to finish with Anonymous. So, if God is outside of time, he is timeless. Therefore, let's back up even farther. Whatever was the cause to the universe, the material universe that we see, could not have had anything to do with time, because time is part of the material universe. So, what is a better explanation to the cause of material, time, space, and matter and energy than a intelligence outside of time? That means he had no beginning because he's timeless. See how that works, Claude? It's you as an auditor, you should know that. If somebody throws you numbers going, wow, this $1 million came from my magic box over here. If the universe just popped in out of this little box, you're going to go, no. It has to have a cause. You must be laundering money. And I don't know what you're trying to launder, but it's not this. So hopefully that answers your question, Anonymous. If not, do it again more specifically. Big Bad Mama, welcome. And while the theory of evolution relies upon, it does. While the theory of evolution relies upon well-studied, well-defined processes such as mutation and natural selection, ID offers no descriptions of the design process of the designer. And so that's what we just went through, is that the material universe, time, space, matter, energy, had and could not have been created, formed. The cause of what we see could not be in time, could not be material, could not occupy space. It could not be any of those things. So therefore, the question of who designed the designer or the process of the designer is logically and irrational. So, Claude, what do you say to that? Am I just smart tonight or what?
You're on fire. You're on fire.
Clearly. Wait a minute.
Well, here, since you guys are still thinking, let me go back to something you were mentioning earlier, Claude. Sorry, I called you Claus. I call you Santa Claus. Does that work? Never
Yes,
mind.
that's fine. Yeah.
Santa Claus. I don't know.
Santa Claude, please.
So you're talking about the possibility of other universes and other dimensions type of thing. So Stephen Hawking began to theorize that maybe our universe came from another dimension, like some sort of fourth dimension type of thing. I believe because he couldn't, that he saw that the way the universe is put into structure, it can't put itself into existence. So the creationist has that exact same argument, but from that external dimension being, God's eternity, where God puts into existence. So both the secular scientist and the creation scientist agree that the universe cannot put itself into existence from our point of view, and it had to be something outside of space, time, and matter as we know it. Where Stephen Hawking wasn't sure what it is, the creation is through faith, says it's God that puts it into existence. That's basically all I got to say about that.
Thank you, Forrest.
How old, Dan, do you think is the universe? What's the age? 6,000 years? And was it all created on whatever day, 5, 6, whatever?
Well, now that you have acknowledged that the creator had to be...
No, I don't. Because you won't acknowledge that God has to be created too. You say, no, he gets a free
let's
pass.
go back. I'm a patient guy. I'm a patient guy. So, do you know that the God of the Bible says he's outside?
Well, that's what he says, but many people say lots of things.
Okay, so then
it doesn't mean it's right. I mean, the Bible says, slavery is okay provided if you beat them, they don't die within 2 or 3 days. I say that's wrong. So the Bible to me is not the.
Well, I'm glad you're not God. I'm really glad you're not God, because I don't think you would put up with me much. And so anyway, okay, let's go back to it though. Now you're saying that God. Okay, no, let's go back to the preference. Is that the creation of the universe could not have been the universe, correct?
No, I can't agree to that, because elements in the universe could have sparked, and I don't know what. No, in fact, we don't exactly know. We don't know.
So you're saying that you're saying though that the elements had to have been eternal. They had to have been everlasting. They had no beginning.
Well, we don't exactly know what sparked it off. So if the Big Bang is true, some form of energy, I think is the word. I don't really know. I'm not an expert in that field. sparked it all off, and there was a rapid expansion or whatever. Now, I mean, I just don't pretend to understand that, but that's a fairly widely held scientific view.
So you take it on faith. That's okay. You take
if that's
on
wrong,
faith.
it doesn't mean that God did it.
You take that on faith. That's good. So now we still have. No, you said you don't understand it. That means you don't. You're believing somebody else. You're having somebody.
Well, I don't understand brain surgery either. But if I needed a brain operation, I'd go to a qualified brain surgeon. I wouldn't do it myself. So.
That's good, but you still have to have faith in them that they know. So anyway, we're saying that don't we have energy right now in the universe?
I presume so.
Right. So then you're saying though that energy is the cause for the universe, which has energy. So you can see how that. So Claude, you can't have.
You
cannot have something
circular reasoning.
No, it's just I don't know if it's called circular reasoning, but that is not a rational, not an acceptable part of the knowledge we have in science. Everything has a cause. And how did you say that, Richard? You said it just right on.
Cause and effect.
Cause, yes. Every effect has a cause. I was flip that over. So every effect, the universe is an effect. It is time, space, matter, energy. Now you're saying what the experts say. You are quoting smart guys. I would not let that kind of a brain surgeon touch your brain, because you're saying that these smart people are saying energy sparked off energy. That's not. It'd be like saying my finger created my finger. And that we know in our unified knowledge that's not acceptable. So these glasses, they're just little teeny material stuff, cannot create glasses. It has to be other than what we are trying to describe. So now you're quoting, and this is why we have trouble with the science, with the acceptable, the group think, is they're telling me that energy was the cause for energy. That's sorry. That is something that unless you're blinded by something, you're going to say, yeah, Dan, the moon can't create the moon. Something else out there. Well, maybe it's that energy. Well, the moon is kind of like all mixed up with energy too. So the energy helped create the energy of the moon. Energy.
So what created it? What created the universe, Dan?
Oh, created. That is a term that evolutionists use too. The springing forth, not creation like it's a person. That's religious wise. So what brought forth things can't be themselves. And you're arguing.
So what did?
Well, let's figure that out. So it can't be time, space, and energy, matter and energy, that created time, space, matter, energy. It had to be something different than that caused that effect.
That's what you say.
Claude, really? You're denying. You're just telling me then my glasses should be able to create my glasses.
No, I'm talking about the universe, not your glasses. You know.
What is the universe?
There's a slight difference.
No, not in principle. The universe is time,
huge difference.
Space, matter, and energy.
Don't forget gravity.
No, that's not a thing. That we
Gravity's
don't know.
Only theory, you know. So
it's attractions. So the main building blocks of the universe: time, space, matter, energy. And you're telling me that one of those could have created itself. See what I'm saying?
Well,
now, that's not me.
You tell me who did then.
No.
Put the shoe on the other foot.
We're still in preschool. 1 + 1 = 2. You're not quite there yet. You're not quite there. Let's not talk higher things until we can agree that.
We're not going to agree that God did it necessarily.
No, let's. I'm not there. I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you're trying to lead
He's
me
trying
there.
to trap you, Dan. Don't let him.
Am I
How
trying
does
to
your talk?
trap you, Claude? No,
You
no.
can't trap me. You can't.
You can still deny
No,
God.
no.
That's fine. There might be something else. There might be fairies out there. I don't know what your
There
faith
could
is going to
well be. Yes.
No, but right now, see the problem, yes, and that's the thing. Just so it's not a God you have to listen to, just like Dawkins said, it's like, well, and he didn't, I don't think he even believed this, but in his thing, when it's like, ooh, what created it? Well, it could be aliens bringing life, seeding life. Poor Dawkins then didn't even, so then you might agree that when Dawkins, and I don't even think he probably believed that, but he was trying to get away from God. He tried to get away from God by saying, well, maybe it was aliens. I don't believe that, but that's a theory out there. But the stupidity of Dawkins, even just pondering that, is that something had, because aliens would be inside this time, space, matter, energy. Aliens would have had to been created by something, the cause of it. Creation means the cause. The effect would have been what else, the aliens, whatever we see. The cause of that couldn't have been time, space, matter, or energy. And Dawkins was so afraid, and that's where it's blinding, because I can say, well, yeah, if you give me something, and Big Bad Mama was out there, oh, well, somebody's addressing time, space, matter. Sorry, I'll get to you. Or are you reading those, Richard? Put those up if they're pertinent.
No, turn them off. I turned them off for a little bit. I'll check it out. Which one's he talking about?
Okay, it's Jack Mock and
Time, space, and
whatever.
matter are the same thing.
Well, you can put that up there.
Space-time matter, on the other hand, is condensed energy. So two things.
Okay, well, fine. So thank you for redefining it. So or not redefining, but being more specific. But this is what our universe is. Therefore, it can't be created by that. So time, space, space-time, space matter, little aliens could not have created themselves. It had to be, the cause for those had to be outside of it.
Okay. So, Dan, I'll just put this to you for the sake of.
How does it get in condensed?
God created the universe.
Matter.
Who is God? For me, it's the Big Bang. Would you accept that?
I accept. Diamond Dave comes and thinks that it's a bunch of variety of gods, and other people, the Mormons believe it's some father god who created a planet and lives. I accept them believing falsities. That's fine. But what I'm saying.
Oh, hello.
Dan, where'd you go? Dan. Hello. This battery on his phone die?
Hopefully he's got a charger.
No, he'll come back eventually. And what is going on with the chat here? Why isn't it working? Yeah, see, he's the one who talks a lot, so he needs to come back and going. I'm not very good at entertaining people. No, just so you know, you're racist from Mark. That got me.
You could sing a hymn of praise in the meantime. Entertain us.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
Where's this little button thing right here? Is it going to work? Oh, here he comes. I was just about to get this.
All right. Oh, cool. Oh, we're back. Claude's still there.
Okay. I'll turn it off.
You can pause that puppy. Good. We didn't get a mark for this thing, and that was gorgeous.
Where'd you go? You gone again?
I'm here, I think. Hello?
Yeah, you're here. We can hear you. We don't see anything, though.
We could just see a blurry picture. Maybe leave the camera off. Maybe that will help.
Yep, it's off.
That should
Certainly
be a good
looks better with it off, but never mind.
I agree. I really agree. But actually, a guest I had last week, John, who's talking about Christian citizenship. He, doesn't have one of these, little cute pictures of something. So he goes, I was the only one on the camera. It's like, okay, I'll be on camera. So
By the way, where's Robin lately? I haven't seen Robin for a while.
she was in tonight. She was a matchmaker between me and atheist something. It's Mike. He has a channel about atheist something, and she was. Oh, I got his thing here. Maybe. Really nice guy. I think you've seen him. Answers in Atheism.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw a debate the other day between Ammon and Kent about did dinosaurs live with man. I don't know if you know Ammon at all.
No.
Ammon Porter.
See, what am I going to do about my DAL news and Kent Hovind if it's not for you?
Well, that's right. And I keep you updated. But, he's doing a show every day, 2 shows sometimes at the moment. They're all the same, but, he's putting out the material.
No, that is, and he's got. I did see on my shorts videos there was about, maybe it had to do with that because it showed the different pictures and illustrations of things that look really like dinosaurs through time.
Yes, except the major point being that the cats, the same painter that did the dinosaurs that era did pictures of cats too, and they had human faces, so they were highly representational. They weren't like
That
someone
is
sitting there painting a dinosaur.
That is interesting rabbit hole. So then, do you think it was the demonic forces that inspired the person to recreate pictures of dinosaurs that had been gone for millions of years?
No, they just decided there's a lot of mythology and stuff, and people draw pictures of centaurs or flying horses or unicorns. I mean, they don't exist, but people do draw pictures of them.
So that would be a great evidence against, say, like Tiktaalik, those things that they just coincidence that they looked like a creature coming out of a fish, half amphibian creature. So yeah, I mean, it's just, to me, if it was one off, wow, that looks, it actually has the scales like this dinosaur had. It's like, that would be okay, one off. The dude was just lucky. And but you got multiple ones, even the one in where's my grandson? Cambodia, that it's a triceratops on their temple. I was like, really? And that's, in different hemispheres. So you got 2 people that created images of things that haven't been around for 20 million years by chance. See, but then again, if you believe that life happened and it would be chance, nothing directed those chemicals to hook up, that's bigger faith than I have. So we have more questions. Oh, anonymous again. And I've been bad because I've had so much fun trying to talk reason with Claude. And we have some smart people. Big Bad Mama, don't you think it's an actual natural law that the effect we see cannot be caused by the effect we are examining? Claude thinks that smart people have shown that, smart scientists, that the universe time, space, matter, energy could be created by time, space, matter, energy. So anyway,
let me cover this one. I've been reading his remarks and studying up on a couple things. So, what he was
yeah,
talking about is that matter and
put it up.
energy are. What was that?
Is it one of the comments in the?
Yeah, there were a couple of them. I
Oh,
wanted
do you
to
see
talk
it so you
about
can put it up so we can all see it?
Yeah. Let me.
Get with the program. We are a highly polished show here. Claude, you're supposed to laugh at that. Oh, you're muted. That's because you're probably gagging and choking because you're laughing so hard. So Richard is going to find this comment.
Well, I
And
think he's moving, and I can't find where it was, and I should have put my finger on it when you guys are talking.
rookie mistake. I don't. Okay. And I've been here 2 and some years, so I guess I'm still a rookie too. So you can paraphrase it. Was it anonymous?
No, it's this guy, Jack McKnight.
Oh, yes, he had some great questions.
Yeah, he has some really good questions.
He might be up there. You can paraphrase, and Jack, if he gets it wrong, you can type it again. And then, oh my gosh, there's so many good questions.
Well, he was talking about how matter isn't necessarily a created thing. And I looked it up. So that they say that matter and energy are interchangeable, right? I disagree, because like we can take the energy out of an atom, which is substantial. I would really love to know how a single atom got that much energy. I took some notes on it. It's an amazing amount. I think one atom or 1 gram of matter contains enough energy equal to the amount to operate an average household for like 2,400 years or something like that. But you can get that energy out of matter, but you can't take energy and put it back into matter. It's never been observed or never been demonstrated where it can create like a brand new atom of hydrogen, for example, or brand new gold. There's a power plant 5 miles down the street from where I'm at. Let's go get some of that energy and make some gold and pay off the national debt, dude. So that's never been there. But just the fact that energy is here, right? And again, that first law of thermodynamics, energy cannot be created or destroyed. Since that is in contradiction with each other, but it exists and the law exists, says something had to govern the law and put it into existence. It still can't spontaneously exist by itself. As far as quantum fluctuations, just energy popping in and out of existence, I don't believe it's evidence for a self-creating universe, because it's happening in an already existing universe.
Well, now, Richard, let me ask a question in there. So are you saying, though, that well, let me pose this question. I'm reading by Anonymous, and it kind of pertains to that. Let's see. Oh,
this is what he said.
Well, here. Oh, good. But this is kind of pertaining to that, and this is Anonymous. If God, and he was before that one, so let me get this. For if it is perhaps possible for a God to be able to exist without requiring a creator, then is it perhaps possible that the universe to exist forever without requiring a creator? So all this is tying together. Because
they're two separate things.
Because in science, and they're the ones that redefined it, but now they're trying to argue philosophy with us, is that science only deals with the material universe, time, space, matter, energy. So therefore, your question, Anonymous, is really doesn't make sense, because right now what we're doing is really above science. This is beyond science, because we're trying to, by the evidence, figure out what the cause is to the natural universe. So we have evolved past science, the modern science, and kind of back to the way it was. So, yeah, the God or whatever was the cause, we call it God, you can call it whatever, had to be, could not have been time, any part of time, any part of space, any part of matter, any part of energy. Therefore, God, whatever you want to call that cause, was timeless. Timeless means you don't have a beginning. Now, just perhaps it was coincidence that humans thought, this God, and we're going to pretend this God is without beginning and without end. Just kind of goes, and that's one of my evidences that, wow, this thing in the Bible we call God, the ultimate, he sounds like what could have been a cause for science, the natural universe. So that was the answer to him. But as we get going then, but again, and Claude is filling his wine glass again, I guess, but you cannot have something outside. It is irrational to say that, well, since material universe, or since God didn't have a creator, then the universe perhaps didn't have a creator. But we know by science, and I actually believe that part of it, I would expand it more. But even just in your preface, your parameters of science, science deals with the natural universe. I'm repeating myself, but it was kind of frustrating with fraud. That was that Claude, that was not on purpose. That the universe is material. That's in science. It had to have a cause. Again, no, I don't know. Maybe that's why it's frustrating, because if something, then that's where, and I should understand, because like I said, we've evolved past the limitations of our material brains, because you can't comprehend, I'm thinking, I guess, eternity. You can't comprehend no time, space, and matter, because we're stuck in it. Okay, 5-minute warning. What time is it?
Yeah, I got to go to sleep soon. I'm getting tired. I gotta get up really
this
early.
has been awesome. Darn. So, you guys, we're gonna, when we close up, because there were so many good questions here, and oh my gosh, there was so many depth, and I got stuck for so long on trying to convince somebody of science that effects have to have a cause, and the cause can't be the same thing as the effect. That's actually hurting my head. So, but again, here at Proverbs Guys, we are believers in creator, designer, loving God of the Bible that created a perfect creation, and then humans, all they had to do was to love their creator. God gave them everything, and they rejected that, brought imperfection into the world. And God's plan, you might not like it, but it was to keep genetics going till it got to modern day, to Richard, to me, into the future. And if God would have ended that, he already saw us in eternity, 2026. And again, that was his vision, to make me a child of God, make Richard, if your faith is true, a child of God. And just that's what we are here, Christ and him crucified and resurrected. So because of that, though, I have the Holy Spirit dwelling inside me. And I was tongue-in-cheeking, but it's really true. if Christianity is true, which I have that evidence in my heart, millions of people around the world, Richard confesses that, different cultures, different times throughout the last 2,000 years, all repeatable evidence, and we're here. So with this, oh man, we got to have a part 2 on this. This was great. So if you do have these questions that are so cool, and I know I'm going to forget, and you might not make it back, check out the video when it's posted and put them in the comments, because I'd love. Jack, you have such great comments. Anonymous, Big Bad Mama always, and I missed a couple of years, Big Bad Mama. So we're going to have to get out of here. Thank you, Claude. We're going to pretend he's here. Do a French accent. I can't remember French accent, but he's British too. Pip, pip. Jolly good. Richard and Daniel. Okay.
I'm still here. I'm hoping you will go to boot camp.
I would love to go to boot camp because I have some stuff I'd like to tell Doc, but that'll have to wait for another year. No, I would be a guest there, and I would not. Yes,
Well,
Doc.
it's free, you know.
Because we at Proverbs Guys support his preaching of the gospel and the
We'll
events.
get his new greenhouse in order.
Oh, I would love to do that.
Yeah, and you could get a job there.
Good night, Dan. I'm going to sleep, brother.
All right. Bye, Claude. See you next week. I will try not to.
We're just on our own now. It's just you and me.
Oh no, I just got a note. My wife's got to help out with a vacation Bible school, telling all the kids about the love of Jesus and God. So I just got the note. Need to sleep. So I'm in the bedroom. So
Well, you tell her, who's the boss? Who's the boss? Are you in a Christian household? You're the boss.
You know what? That I think is the Muslim. I was just talking to a guy that was raised. He never became a Muslim, but he was raised in the Muslim, around the Muslims. He goes, "Oh, those people are crazy." You know, maybe, you know, again, the same Christians that believed in the Crusades or whatever. That's not my sect of following Jesus. Cute story before I leave. My daughter was on a landscape job with me, and I had a great friend. The guy actually that got me the job, total atheist, total almost communist. That's his confession. And we'd argue all the time. It was fun. And all the politics and religion.
Oh, hello. Have you gone? Hello, Dan. You seem to have disappeared. I'd better not mention a certain name. Okay, I say goodbye as well.
Okay, sorry about that. My wife is not near the internet connection, so I know she didn't kick me off that time, but I got to go. God bless everybody. Thank you so much for attending. Great questions. Do repeat those. I didn't get to a lot of them that were just so awesome. And anyway, nothing's happening. If we're still here, we're going to just try to end.